refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
If you don't care?
I don't
care.
care.
It's not very nice.
I just want to pay.
Filming banks and stuff, mate. Documentary.
What on?
Dodgy banks, mate, and the fraud, money laundering and stuff like that. As you do.
Well, obviously, because it's we've had a call.
Have you?
Two chaps are filming banks.
Oh, right.
I got a bit worried in case you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
What, like filming banks?
Filming banks, in case you're up for robberies, that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Nah, mate, we're just filming, you know, because they're filming us.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's down to data protection thing, yeah?
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Is that not an act?
Yeah.
Speaking of acts, you don't need no camera on me, mate.
Hey?
I'm alright, you don't need a camera on me.
You don't need a camera on me either, do you?
Yeah? What's happening?
Possible issues and the section on the face, I'm going to search you in case you're up to something no good.
I don't consent to searches, mate.
Unfortunately, you don't have a choice. On the section on the face, I have a power.
What's your reasonable suspicion?
Reasonable grounds. The fact you're actually solicited by filming the banks.
Yeah, but as soon as you jumped out, I told you, where's the suspicion there? I like your action, man. Where's your suspicion there when, as soon as you jumped out, I told you what I was doing?
Right, it's alright.
Are you honouring your oath today?
Am I what?
Honouring your oath? Are you a police constable?
Always honouring my oath.
Right, so you're standing under common law then? You're here to keep the peace, yeah?
Even after the auditor clearly and calmly explains his purpose, the officer does not pause or take that explanation into account. Instead of slowing down to reassess the situation, he continues as though nothing has been clarified, creating the impression that the explanation is not being fairly considered despite directly addressing the concern. Rather than identifying a clear issue, the officer begins to rely on terms like data protection and potential concerns, which may sound official but fail to provide a solid legal basis for intervening when someone is filming from a public space outside a building with no clear link to wrongdoing. The response appears driven more by assumption than fact. The situation escalates further when a Section 1 PACE search is introduced, a power intended for use only when there is specific and reasonable suspicion that someone may be carrying stolen or prohibited items, not simply because others feel uncomfortable or object to being recorded. Applying it in this manner raises serious questions about whether the required legal threshold has been met. By quickly siding with the complaint from inside the building and moving straight to search powers, action is taken without first confirming that any law has been broken, skipping a crucial step of establishing a clear and lawful basis before escalating, which ultimately makes the entire interaction feel rushed and not properly grounded in correct procedure.
I don't consent to searches, mate, and I will not be getting searched today.
Right, I can use reasonable force to do that and search my face.
I'm a sovereign human being.
That's fine.
I refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
If
you don't care?
I
don't
touch
care.
anyone,
Not very nice.
it would be classed as rape, which is common law.
Me,
Yeah?
I have a power.
What act is that?
The face.
Yeah?
What act?
It's not for money, Colin.
Do you not need consent to enforce an act? No. Do you know what an act is?
Do you know what an act is? It's police.
What's your name anyway? 231. What's your name, please? Excuse me?
Sorry, go
What's your name?
PC Kershaw.
PC Kershaw. Yeah. Don't consent to acts and statutes. They don't mean naught to me. I'm a sovereign human being. I stand under common law only. You'll not be searching me today.
Reasonable force to search if necessary. Obviously, monitors on the camera still, please.
I'm not going to obstruct you in any way, but I'm not going to consent to anything.
That's fine, you don't have to consent. I've told you I've got power.
When the auditor clearly states that he does not give consent, the officer fails to address that point altogether. Instead of acknowledging the objection, he proceeds as though it holds no relevance. Rather than outlining the specific facts that would justify a search, he shifts the focus to his authority to carry it out and his ability to use force if necessary. This shift is important because a lawful search should not rely solely on power or on pushing a situation forward through authority. It is meant to be grounded in clear, objective reasons that can be explained and defended if questioned. Those reasons should be strong enough to stand independently, not dependent on authority being asserted in the moment. When that level of clarity is missing, the justification becomes increasingly difficult to support. Ignoring the objection and openly stating that he does not care about being told not to make contact only reinforces the concern. It reflects a focus on control rather than on properly explaining why the search is necessary in the first place. In any fair process, there should always be a clear and reasonable explanation before action is taken, especially when someone has explicitly expressed disagreement.
You haven't got the power.
I do.
Are you a Jedi, sir? What power have you got? Are we not all equal before the law? What crime are you investigating here? Under common law, what crime are you investigating?
Okay, we'll go for robbery, shall we?
You're what? You're just making this up as you go along then, are you?
There's an issue at the bank.
We'll go for robbery. What?
Theft Act.
What? Theft Act?
Yeah.
Acts don't apply to me,
Well,
sunshine.
that's you, isn't it?
That is me. What are you going to do with that?
Search form, Jamie. Fill this out.
Well, you're not searching me, mate.
I am.
You're not. Under what law?
Told you.
You're clearly not honouring your oath today, are you?
Do
You're
know the
policy
difference
enforcing
between
today, aren't
lawful
you?
and legal?
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between lawful and legal?
You're clearly
officer?
policy enforcing today, aren't you, officer? Not
Definitely.
standing under common law. You should be arrested.
What's your number, sorry, sir?
PC231 Dr. Montague, Grimsby Police Station.
If you do touch me, I will be reporting this as
assault.
consent to any touch.
Yeah, you're not touching me, mate. It's assault. You will not be touching me, sir.
Touching my
And
police powers.
no powers. There is no powers here. We're all equal before the law.
When the officer begins referencing robbery in the Theft Act, the situation becomes even more confusing. These are serious allegations, yet nothing in the auditor's behavior suggests anything close to that level of wrongdoing. The mention of such offenses appears to come only after the decision to carry out a search has already been made, giving the impression that they are being used to justify the action rather than being based on clear, established facts. Instead of pointing to any concrete evidence linking the auditor to those claims, the officer continues to rely on his authority to proceed with the search despite clear objection. This creates a sense that the reasoning is being applied after the fact, rather than guiding the decision from the outset. Without solid evidence, the justification comes across as weak and unclear. This approach runs contrary to how legal powers are meant to be exercised, as they should not be applied first with the explanation developed later. Instead, they must be grounded in clear, reasonable, and understandable grounds before any action is taken. And when those grounds are not properly demonstrated, it raises serious questions about whether the action is truly justified.
You're under investigation for
authority
filming
do
in
you
a
have over
public
me?
place. That's ridiculous, mate.
Because on the section of my pace, your behaviour gives me a power to search.
My behaviour? I've been absolutely fine with you, mate. You come out, I've just told my friend how great you was. What do you mean, my behaviour? You're making stuff up as you go along in my behaviour. How is my behaviour concerning you? How is my behaviour concerning you,
If you
sir?
let me finish.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Because there's a failure to be offence committed at the bank by you two gentlemen.
An offence or a crime?
Either.
Get the words right, because
Offence, we'll stick with offence.
offence, right? So you're not honouring your oath today,
Stick with
then?
offence.
You're a policy enforcer, yeah? You're you're not honouring your oath, are you?
Am I not? Why is that? Go on, explain to me why.
I explain to you why. Well, you're policy enforcers. The common law of the land, not acts and statutes. They need consent, mate, of the governed, and I'm not governed by nobody. I'm a free man of the land. I claim sovereign.
It's policed by consent, by the governed.
Jim, would you like to give us your names?
No,
No?
I'm not
Okay.
obliged to answer that question.
No,
Am
you
I?
are authorised.
Under what law?
No, I said, do you want to give me your
Am I
names?
obliged to answer that
Is
question?
that a request or
No,
an
it's
act?
just a request.
No.
That's all.
Okay.
I
And it's
I
a request
refuse.
That's I only ask.
When the officer claims that the auditor's behavior justifies a Section 1 pace search, the explanation becomes even less convincing. This type of search is not intended to be triggered simply because someone stands their ground or asks questions calmly. Choosing not to be pressured does not meet the threshold required to justify such action. What appears to be happening is that the justification keeps shifting. When one reason fails, another is introduced to support the same decision. This changing rationale makes it difficult to identify a clear and consistent basis for the search. By the time the officer points to the auditor's behavior as the reason, it reinforces the impression that the search was not grounded in solid evidence from the outset. Instead, it appears that the reasons are being created after the decision has already been made. Without clear, consistent, and objective grounds, the situation feels less fact-driven and more like it is being retrofitted to justify a conclusion that was predetermined.
Peaceful people, mate.
I
We're
said
very
you are,
peaceful.
haven't I?
No, I'm just letting you know
I
that,
thought
you
were
know,
here to, you said about a behaviour.
or robbery or
You said
something.
peaceful.
It actually
So you're
occurred to me, I thought,
contradicting
people can do things, you know, that are criminal without being violent.
Is that right? Such as what? Give me an example.
What do you mean?
Well, someone can break. You said someone can be a criminal without doing nothing.
Aggressive or violent?
Yeah.
Theft.
So are you here investigating theft, are you?
Well, that's a possibility of somebody.
Sorry?
Under what evidence?
What?
Conspiracy
What
to
evidence?
commit. There you go. isn't it?
Commit what?
Conspiracy.
then?
You're just making this up as you go along, yeah? You're reading out your little book. It's in here.
There, is it?
No, I mean, it's in here. You're just trying to find something. Son, you're not searching me. Nothing's happening today, I'm telling you. I'm a sovereign human being, mate, and I stand under common law, and so should you.
So I told you.
You've told me.
What police station I'm at.
Yeah.
I want searching.
Can you stay here for the camera, please?
Certainly, PC 231, Dr. Monty, Grimsby Police Station.
And what crime are you investigating?
Stand by. I'm searching you because the two of you have been seen acting suspicious outside the banks, filming and recording.
Is that not
so
a
as such, I have a power under section 1 of PACE, because your behaviour, to search you for items going to quit for theft. Okay? Are you happy with
When
that?
the officer shifts from discussing theft to suggesting that something might happen, the reasoning becomes far less certain. Moving from a concrete, identifiable issue to a hypothetical scenario without clear evidence makes the justification difficult to follow, turning the focus from facts to speculation, which alone cannot support such serious action. Claims like conspiracy require clear evidence of coordinated intent to commit a crime, and merely standing outside a building with a camera does not meet that standard. As the explanation expands to include broader possibilities, it becomes evident that the reasoning is being stretched rather than built on solid facts, giving the impression that the search is less about specific behavior and more a general attempt to justify an action already decided. This lack of focus and clarity undermines trust in the rationale, highlighting the importance of basing explanations on observable facts, not shifting possibilities. Platforms like Underwatch are designed to address this gap by helping people understand the legal system in practical ways as laws and enforcement approaches evolve. With over 100 interactive guides, users can make decisions and see their impact on legal position, safety, and risk, while tools like Stopby explain policing powers and legal thresholds clearly. Guide mode teaches step-by-step, and features such as a live drone safety map, civil claim checker, complaint generator, and request builder provide practical support. The platform also includes a daily UK policing news feed covering real incidents, updates, and case breakdowns, helping users stay informed and confident in their rights. Its goal is to offer clear, reliable information to prepare people for evolving legal situations, launching soon at an affordable monthly price, and interested users can explore it via the Underwatch channel linked in the description. Now, let's return to the video.
No, I'm not happy with that.
Well,
I do not
okay.
consent to searches.
That's
Whoa.
fine.
Don't put your hands on me, mate, because
I'm
I'll
going
deem that
to.
as assault. That's assault.
Right.
That is assault. Here, film him. Film him.
And you're recording me, and the camera up there's recording
And
me.
now you're assaulting me.
I told you.
You're assaulting me, mate.
I've
I'm a
got
peaceful
powers.
person. No, you haven't.
On face.
Under common law, mate, which you should be stood under.
Okay.
Under common law, which you should be stood under. Now you're dishonouring your oath.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. You're acting in
Well,
dishonour today.
What you do, if you've got an issue with me,
I've got
then
a
I'll
big issue with
correct
it.
you,
Dude, you're
okay?
assaulting me, man. I'm a peaceful person and I come in
If you've got
peace.
issues,
Peaceful person, you bang out of order.
am I being unpeaceful with you?
Yeah, you
All right.
are. You assaulting me, man. Why are you assaulting me?
That's how we
You're
use
out
it.
of order. Don't consent.
I
Don't
will
let it.
not resist, but you have not got consent, and as I can see, you are now touching me.
That's
I'm a
assault.
sovereign human
That's
being.
assault,
I'm
mate.
a sovereign human being.
You're assaulting this man.
Take his phone.
No, I don't want to take his
Film
phone.
me.
We're not- Identify yourself.
Is it?
I'm PC 97 Road, based at Grimsby Police Station. Who are you?
Never me mind who I
When
am.
you know the theft act, you come and chat to
I
me
don't
again,
cover
all right?
under acts. I
So you're
cover
not
under
going to tell us
sovereign
your
human being.
details?
Am I obliged to answer your questions? Under what law? Under what law? Under pace, mate.
Yeah.
Nah.
At this stage, the situation becomes noticeably more forceful. Despite there being no clear signs of resistance, the search begins while the justification remains unclear, rather than slowing down or providing a clear explanation, making the interaction feel rushed and poorly grounded. When another officer arrives, attention quickly shifts to obtaining the auditor's identity, as if that has become the primary goal, raising questions about the true purpose of the encounter. This shift gives the impression that the focus has moved away from the search itself and toward collecting personal details. When the auditor chooses not to provide his identity, the discussion rightly returns to the legal framework. Under Section 1 of PACE, officers may conduct a search if they have reasonable grounds to suspect someone is carrying specific items, but this authority does not automatically require a person to provide their personal information during the process. Treating compliance with identity requests as mandatory demonstrates a misunderstanding of the powers being exercised. adding to the confusion and casting doubt on whether the proper procedure is being followed.
You're saying you don't have to tell me who you are?
No. I've committed no crime.
You've been filming in the HSBC bank?
That's not illegal.
I think you'll find there's some laws somewhere.
I think you'll find they're in. I'm in a public place, so I'm allowed to film whatever I want in a public place, am I not? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Have you got an identification?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
Have you got an identification?
Am I obliged to answer your questions?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would I?
You haven't done anything
Why
wrong.
would I? Why do I need to speak to you?
You're acting very strangely.
No, I'm alright, thanks. I'm just not acting strange at all. I just don't like speaking to police.
Right, okay.
It's under what law is that? What law are you quoting here? What
Are you with
act?
this chap?
No, he isn't. What act are you quoting? Do you think this is funny, dear? Is this a joke to you?
I don't
What are you
understand-
laughing for?
I don't understand your behaviour.
You don't understand my behaviour?
No, not at all.
Right. Don't understand yours either. Filming in a public place is illegal now, isn't
Can I have
it?
your
Yeah, just
name and
please.
number, please?
If I've already given it to this gentleman.
Can I have it, please, for my
No, I've given it to
records?
this
You have to
gentleman.
identify
I've
yourself.
provided
You have to identify yourself.
to me, please?
What are you doing then today? Are you mooching on?
Can you identify yourself to me, please?
What are you doing today?
Public place, guys. You've been filming in the HSBC bank.
Yeah?
And that's why we're going to ask you to provide your details.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'm not providing any details. I've committed no crime.
This gentleman has just
It's not illegal to film.
Establishment.
And he's just said we're free to leave.
We're free to leave, so we can leave whenever. But can you identify yourself to me, please?
We're just doing some inquiries at the bank to see
Come on, let's
exactly
go.
what you've been filming.
Are we being today?
You-
Are
you
we
stay
being?
here, guys,
So I'm
until
not.
we find out. We'll make
Am we
our
free to go?
inquiries.
Are we being
We're going to
detained?
stop
Are we
us
being
right
You're
detained?
now being
Criminal
detained.
Am I being
to
detained?
establish any offences occurred
Under
at
what
the
law
bank.
we're being detained?
Oh, I've changed my mind now.
Under what law we're being detained?
Under what law?
Yeah, under what law are you
Under common
detaining
law.
me? Under common law?
There you
No, under what law are we being detained?
Well,
You've got to have a reason to
since
detain me.
common law is the only law that
He
you're
said we can
standing-
go. Come on, we can walk away. We don't have to be here. Come on, Richard, let's walk. You can't do it, mate. See ya. And you. Thanks for assaulting me. Clowns.
After the encounter, the auditor filed a formal complaint with the police station regarding how the situation was handled. But beyond that, there is no clear public information about what followed, leaving the final outcome uncertain. Nevertheless, the complaint is significant because it officially records the incident and requires the force to review the officer's action. Looking back, what stands out most is the lack of clear legal grounding. The conversation moves through concerns about filming, mentions of theft, speculation about possible events, and comments on behavior, yet none of these are directly tied to a specific, identifiable offense that reflects what was actually happening. This makes the reasoning difficult to follow and raises doubts about the strength of the justification. By the end of the encounter, the overall impression is not of careful, well-reasoned policing, but rather a reactive response to something perceived as unusual, followed by an effort to assert authority. What began as someone recording a building escalated into accusations, a search and demands for identity, without establishing a clear and consistent legal basis. This situation underscores important concerns about the use of police powers, raising questions about consistency, fairness, and whether decisions are truly based on observable facts, and also illustrates how ordinary actions can sometimes be treated as suspicious without reason. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider liking the video, sharing it, and subscribing to support more content like this.